Well, okay, so we are on air.
Okay,
Testing.
great.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Collins. This is week 4 of Module 2 for the University of Dayton TEFL program.
Okay, and my name is Carolina Carrillo. So let's check our answers, Jennifer.
Okay,
Um,
so I have the answer sheet right here on my computer. Trying to save paper.
okay, so
So let's see. The first one, pragmatics is the study of meaning in language. I've got false, which is true,
I got
which
false
is right.
too.
Correct.
Okay, because it's about context too, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Lexical semantics is concerned with the meaning of a single word. Well, that's false.
Oh, true.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, because it's about single words, and then for compositional, we have like many words. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do
And
you have for synonyms?
for
Are
synonyms,
they an example of
I have true.
lexical?
Oh, synonyms
Yes.
are an example of sorry, I didn't hear you reading there. Sorry.
Synonyms are an example of lexical semantics. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yes, I guess it's true. And we had the example of sofa and coach.
Uh-huh.
Is that the word? Yeah. Okay.
Couch, yeah.
Compositional semantics is concerned with the meaning of a grouping of more than one word. Yeah, that's what I meant before. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's about a group, so it's true.
Uh-huh.
What about number 5?
In compositional semantics, the word order is not important to the meaning. I think it's false.
It's
And
false. Yes.
the
I
answer
think
is
so.
false, yes, because
It's false. Okay.
if you said a cake
Yeah.
piece or something like that, it means something different from a piece of cake.
Meaning may change. You're right. Okay. For number 6, we have compositional meaning and idiomatic meaning are the same thing. No, they aren't, right? I mean,
Right, I
one
say
is
false.
literal. Yes. And the other one is, well, idiomatic. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What do you have for number 7?
For 7, I say compositional meaning is the literal meaning of a group of words. I say true. And that's
Yes.
okay. That's correct according to the answer sheet.
It's true. And for number 8, I have that this is an example of idiomatic meaning, so it's true as well.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sarah missed the boat.
Is it true according to the answer sheet?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been checking.
Okay. Now let's move to slide 6. We have number 1. According to the text, the main reason we communicate is to
Convey.
B. I've got B.
I have that too.
Meaning. Okay. For number 2, I have that meaning is very difficult to study because it's so complicated. Well, I'm not sure, but I think that's the answer.
I said that
we
too.
don't know what to look at. It's complicated. Okay.
Oh, I said complicated as well, but
For number
the answer sheet,
3,
it's A. According to the text,
it's A?
Yeah.
So it's obvious?
Obvious that we don't know what to look at. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess. I think they did actually say that
yeah.
in the
It was like literal, right?
Yeah.
I remember that. Well, it's
complicated.
obvious that it's complicated. So A and B.
It's so obvious it's complicated. Exactly.
Yeah. That can be the best answer. Okay. For number 3, we have the author explains that there are several different investigations to study semantics.
And I did say that too. See,
is it right?
And that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, we have shared beliefs, or that's what I put, C,
Uh-huh.
between two people communicating play a role in semantics.
Yeah, I said the same thing, and that's correct.
Okay, would you like to read number 5?
Sure. The text gives ideas of several, I said, applications for the study of semantics. These are ways that the concepts from semantics can help people in their daily work and lives. So I said B. The correct answer is B.
I said B. Applications.
Applications. Number
Yes.
6, semantics can help us make, I said, computer systems sound more natural when
Computer systems.
Yeah, you said the same thing?
Yes, I said the same thing. Yeah, computer
Okay,
systems.
and that's correct. Yay! We're doing
Okay.
good. We're doing well.
Great.
So,
Yeah,
since
well, I made a mistake, but it was that I didn't read it properly for the previous exercise.
I think
Okay.
you have it.
Then we have number 7.
Same
The
phrase.
same phrase.
Sorry.
Go on.
Okay. The same phrase can be interpreted different ways depending on the context, I said.
On the context. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
According.
it's that sometimes I can't hear you well, so I don't know if you're still reading. So, okay,
Sorry.
because of the connection. Yeah, it's like you don't know. Okay,
It's
for
remarkable.
number 8 we
Though. I can
have.
do it well.
Yeah, it's like there's like a, how do you say that? Return? Do you say return?
Is
I mean,
there?
when you, well, not that strong as it was like a week ago, but
Okay.
still a
Oh,
little.
it could be because I'm talking to you without
return.
my headphones. Let's do 8 and I'll go
That
grab
may be
them.
the
There's
reason.
my bag over here. The examples of the word drunk shows how humor is sometimes based on the, I said both A and B, ambiguity and examination of the word, but I was wrong. It says A.
I say ambiguity.
Yeah.
It say.
good.
But why did you think it was related to examination?
Well,
I mean,
because they talked a little bit about how you kind of need to examine the meaning of a word. And I thought, oh, they must mean like sort of ambiguity, and then you sort of analyze the two sides of it. When you hear a joke like that, you have to think about both meanings. So you have to do a certain kind of examination. So that's why I thought that. But I totally understand why it's ambiguity. It should have been ambiguity. I just was like, oh, maybe I was getting a little wishy-washy with my multiple choice. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to get my...
Okay.
Okay. Right. I'm back.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to the answers we had for number 2 about obvious and complicated, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe both answers are possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was overthinking it. For sure.
Okay.
This is why
now we have the open questions.
Okay. This is why I'm not very good at multiple choice tests. Like, I really don't like them.
Yeah, it's difficult to...
There's just one
Sometimes,
answer.
I mean, you can support your answer, right? I mean, when you try to explain, but then you realize you're wrong. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Is the feedback a little better? Is my voice a little clearer for you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's the internet connection. What I just told you, it's not really good today, and yeah, I've noticed that because WhatsApp is really slow and some other applications. So that's why. Okay, but let's try to save this recording while I still have internet connection.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have the open questions. So maybe here.
Do you teach
We can,
vocabulary in lexical sets or as singular unrelated words? Why and how does it affect your students' learning of the word? I do both.
and it depends on what. I mean,
Yeah, so
on level, maybe?
yeah, it depends on level. And I do tend to teach kind of intermediate to advanced English, so I don't usually teach super basic.
Okay.
I tend to teach. I don't like teaching vocabulary just on its own. I like to pre-teach maybe vocabulary before students read the text, or um, or talk about the vocabulary that they've already read in a text. So that may mean teaching it in groups, but the words aren't always really related to each other. It's not like we're talking about environment words always, or we're talking
Okay.
about, I don't know, like types of, like, sets of words.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So yeah, I get it. You're not isolated words as such. I mean, like,
Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. Are you still there, Carolina? Did I lose you?
contacts.
Oh,
So
hey.
actually, I was rehearsing the alphabet, numbers, how to say many basic things, like age, dates, well, many things.
Yeah.
And of course, I try to teach them like, like from context. But still, it's a little bit difficult because when you're a beginner, you tend to translate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, I think I've lost you again. Carolina?
Then you
Hey,
start teaching like
hey, can you hear
by
me?
lexical groups. Well, but I'm a service teacher, and I had been. No, I mean, when I was a teacher, it was like years ago. So for me, it's going to. This is like a new beginning, let's say. So I'm trying like to review many things, like from theory and to try to put them into practice.
Can you hear me okay
But
now? Carolina? Ah,
like
can you hear me?
working well.
Hello?
Yeah, but there's, like some return. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna try to move a little bit.
okay. Because I keep losing you.
I
So
can
I
hear you.
hear, okay,
Yeah, now I see your
I
email.
hear like little bits of what you've been saying, but I haven't heard all of it.
Do you hear me,
Yeah, now I do.
Jennifer?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
Do you want to read number 2?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's try number 2. Give examples of 3 idioms in English. For each, explain the literal meaning and the figurative meaning. So I said piece of cake, which would be a slice of dessert or something that's easy. I said to feel blue, which is to feel as if you could like possibly
To feel
feel
sad,
color
the
blue.
literal.
Right, or the figurative meaning would be to feel sad. And then not rocket science. So it's not actually like not rocket science would be like not actually studying rocket science. Or what we tend to mean is that something is like not that hard.
Give me a second, please, to ask
Sure.
my.
Hello?
Give me a second, please.
Okay, I'm here.
Hi.
Okay.
Give me a second, please. It's that I'm gonna ask my family like
Okay.
to turn off the Wi-Fi in
Their
their
phone.
devices. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, to try to get a better connection.
Okay. Okay. I'm here. Oh, wait.
Okay, thanks. Me hacen un favor, si están conectados a internet por el celular, se desconectan porque es que está muy mala la conexión. Sí, pero se empeora entre más dispositivos haya. Sí, apaguen, por favor, gracias. Okay, no, I told them to,
That was so polite.
yeah, to.
That was like the most polite.
It's because you're still recording. Because you're still recording. And because I have these, you know, like the headphones, I don't want to move. Yeah, but
They were
maybe
my
it
family.
can help, because if they are, yeah, it was really polite. I'm playing
Oye, me
the,
hacen un
you know,
favor.
like the good girl role. Yeah. Yeah.
Oigan.
Otherwise, you know, if Lisa sees that, you know, she's going to get a bad image.
Oh no, that was great.
No, but the point is that I can listen to you better now.
Yeah.
So can you please repeat?
Okay.
I heard the idiom. I mean, you were mentioning the to be blue, right? To be blue.
Yeah, to feel blue. So to feel blue, you know this. It's like you could be like to feel the color blue, maybe, or I don't know how you would interpret the literal meaning, but the figurative would be to feel sad, and then not rocket science, which is like not actually studying rocket science, or we'd say like you could say like, oh, publishing, it's not rocket science because it's not that hard, or it's hard, but it maybe not is not as hard as
Not
rocket
that
science.
hard.
Right.
Okay, that's a new one for
Ah,
me. Well, yeah, great. I like to learn those idioms because you don't learn them at the university, right? It's in
yeah.
real life where you learn these
Oh, you
expressions.
should. If you have any, do you have any idioms that I wasn't very creative when I wrote my idioms here. Do you have any idioms that have come to mind that you would like to know about that I could help you with?
Well, I was thinking about like some classical ones, like It's
Okay.
Raining Cats and Dogs. Well, that's
Yeah.
like something, let's say, a basic one. Then I thought about it's music to my ears when you really like something.
Yeah.
Like, and one I learned like almost 2 years ago when I was in Dayton at the university.
Uh-huh.
Well, they brought us like to the malls, to the outlets,
Uh-huh.
and then they said we had done like some damage to the stores. So yeah, I recorded that one because yeah, we had so many bags that, you know, that was a great one. So I still remember it.
That is a good one.
Yeah,
You guys did some
yeah,
shopping while you were there.
yeah. It was, yeah, we spent lots of money there. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. But
So that's, yeah, that's a good one, and you don't usually find it, you know, like in books, because when
yeah.
you read I don't know, a textbook, you may find the raining cats and dogs and these ones, but that one was
Yeah.
okay. And there's another one. I don't know if it can, yeah, like classify, I mean, like to be part of this group, but it's more a saying, you know,
Uh-huh.
like a quote, or well, and it is you'll sleep when you're dead.
Oh, yeah. I say that to myself sometimes.
Yeah. Wake up early. There are many things to do. Yeah, it's a
Have
great
you?
one, and of course you can take it literal. Well,
Yeah.
Maybe it's true, but it's not, you know, like
Have you ever seen
that literal.
that there's like kind of an old fashioned, but it's actually not that old, I think, picture with like a sign, like words. It says like coffee. You can sleep when you're dead.
A picture.
Have you ever seen that? I'll send it to you. It's pretty cute.
I
You'll
don't
like
think
it.
so.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's especially because you're Colombian, so you guys drink a lot of coffee, right?
Yes, we do. Well, actually, coffee, I don't know, like causes some, how do you say that? Gastritis?
Oh
Gastritis?
yes, this
Is that
yeah.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
to me. Is it the way you pronounce this
Gastritis.
condition
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
gastritis? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like the flavor, but you know, it's like really, really bad
Oh
for my
no.
body. So yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's too bad.
and besides that, if I have a coffee, let's say like at 3 p.m., then I won't sleep, you know, like really well. Well, it's going to be really difficult to fall asleep because of
Oh
the
yeah.
caffeine effects. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
I'm the same way.
so
I can't. I drink it in the morning and then I can't drink it anymore. Okay,
okay, so
number
since
three.
I like it that much, yeah, I buy I buy some coffee without caffeine. Okay,
Ah,
that's
oh, that's
some
good.
extra information for the teacher. Yeah. Okay.
I know. Okay, number three. What
So
is
crazy. Okay.
difficult about understanding and using idioms in a second language? How can we help our students learn to use and understand idioms? Oh, they're really hard, but I do think they're
Okay.
important to teach.
Have you learned lots of idioms in Spanish?
You know, this is I was thinking about this on this particular question, and I know I've learned idioms in Spanish. Ah, oh, my colleague the other day was saying, bueno, no quiero meter meter mi cuchara or something like that.
Yeah, we
Pero,
say meter la cucharada, like a big spoon. Yeah.
okay.
That's
About
really funny. Yeah.
in English, what's the translation? It's like it's something really similar. I don't. There's an old fashioned translation which is like I don't want to put my oar in, but there's another one that I can't remember. I don't want to. I don't know.
Those are really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, like or like
But
the.
why do you think it's difficult to learn them? I mean, if you think of them in Spanish and I think of them in English.
Well, now I don't find them that difficult to understand when they're said in Spanish. Sometimes there's some ambiguity, but most of the time, because of the context, I can usually understand what the idiom is, what the idiom means. Um, they they certainly make you sound like a native speaker. So it's like one key to like kind of making yourself sound comfortable and natural in the language. But they're difficult because there's so much word order problems that can come up because they're really based on like like
Yes.
exactly like you said. I was telling you this idiom and you were like, oh no, it's like this, and I was like, see, there you go.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
because otherwise if I
Yeah.
don't say
There
it
are
right
like
it kind of sounds weird.
some exact terms or some exact
Yep.
words. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that I think we tend to translate, especially when we have
Hmm.
or when we are beginners, right?
Yeah.
That's why it couldn't be possible, I mean, like to teach my students idioms. I mean, they would get crazy.
Right.
That would be like
Yeah.
really hard. Yeah, because you don't see any connection between words, or you find things like, like out of context or
Hmm.
nonsense. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what makes it really difficult.
Yeah. I think,
And besides that, I guess it's not only a matter of knowing the idioms, but knowing how to tell them, like in real context,
yeah,
not to sound fake. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise, that could be like a bad joke. Like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
yeah, it can. They can be, yeah, you say one word slightly differently and it can be wrong, like inappropriate in certain situations.
Yeah, that would be like, hey, don't pretend Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
I also think in this same
Okay,
category, can I say
tell
one
me.
quick thing? I think in this same category, probably more common even might be phrasal verbs in English because we have so many of them.
Yes.
And I think they're really hard to learn. I feel like for my students, it's hard to learn phrasal verbs.
You learn them by heart when you were a student. Well, that's what we did at the university because
Yep.
yeah, you don't know how to learn them in a different way, and you have like to do many exercises, and some of them have many, let's say, meanings, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
can be this or that depending on the context.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
It's
really
difficult, yeah.
okay.
What about number 4?
Give another example of how context can change the meaning of words. You can either make one up or give an example from something you've seen in a movie, TV show, or book. What did you think of for this one?
Hmm. Well, this is closely related to what we were talking
Huh?
for number 3. Number 3, yeah. When
Huh?
you say there must be like some exact terms or words.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it is not only about context, but like words, single words.
Yep.
So yeah, yes, it's different to say, I don't know, like you did some damage than to say you didn't do any good to the store. Well, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. So you have to use some exact terms maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, like in your
And about
specific.
context, well, it is because you have, or yeah, we might in context. I mean, in appropriate situations.
Yeah. Okay. I have an example of this. Okay. I was like,
I
I
mean,
was like,
it's like if you're at a burial, let's say, right? I
mm-hmm.
mean, and you say you will sleep when you're dead. Maybe that's not the right place to, you know. I think it sounds like kind of hard, but you have like to be aware of the situation of, yeah, of the context, not to offend, not to sound offensive, right?
Yeah. So my coworkers, I work with a bunch of people who are British. A lot of people who come from the British sort of school of English, right? And so we joke a lot at work about the differences between our languages. For instance, in the US, you buy a pair of pants and that's something appropriate to wear to work. But for them, it means underwear. It cracks me up. Sometimes too, they're working or something and something doesn't go the way they want to, and they'll say, "Oh, pants."
Yeah.
And it cracks me up every single time. So, okay, that's one example. I really sometimes I'll just say when they're around, I'll say trousers just because I don't want to cause any crazy mental image.
Yeah, so it definitely depends on the country, yes, or the city,
Huh?
or
Yeah.
yeah, it's not only the use of words, but yeah, the context.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that if you say trousers,
Those are
it's like a
great
little bit.
examples.
Yeah.
Okay, how
Okay.
does pragmatics influence? Number 5.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How does pragmatics influence communicative competence?
Well, I think it's really understanding like the context is really, really important. Um, Sometimes like even native speakers aren't going to understand the context. Are you hearing me okay?
Can you please repeat? Yeah, no,
I,
I didn't get the last part.
I said sometimes even native speakers don't always understand the context. So it's really important to try, you know, pragmatics is really important. Are you hearing me okay? Do you want to say what you think?
Yes, yeah, I example we got from the reading
Uh-huh.
about the couple that was like dating. You know that?
Uh-huh.
You remember that one? It
Yep.
was about the question, and well, if the one of them says something like "I like you," it's going to be okay. But
Right.
then if some weeks later he or she is going to be asked about the same question,
Yep.
well, at that stage, the of them asks each other if he loves or she loves him, and then he says
Uh-oh. Kind of losing you now. Are you there? Uh-oh. I think your family went back online again. What's the benefit for language teachers to know the basics of semantics and pragmatics? Oh, are you there? Carolina?
yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay, good. Well, let's do 6.
What's the benefit?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I mean, it's like, what do you think? It's like
I do think it's important to know the
getting to
difference.
know like the inner side of
I
to
also,
know.
oh, okay. Hello? I also think it's important to know,
Sorry,
can you hear
I
me?
didn't hear what you say.
Are you still there? Um, I
It's
do think it's important to
it's
know.
not working anymore.
I know.
I'm gonna try to move a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I can see your image, so if I can see it, it's because the connection is really bad.
Yeah. Okay. So I can sort of hear you sometimes. So I'm just going to say I think that it is important for teachers to know the difference between semantics and pragmatics because it helps them teach a class in a more orderly way, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily think it's important for students to know the difference between the two topics or the two subjects, but I definitely think it's important to sort of teach things in an organized way. So semantics would be vocabulary and it's like specific vocabulary words, and pragmatics would be phrasal verbs and idioms. But all of those things essentially work like vocabulary in my mind, and I think it's really important to kind of teach them in like the overall um, in the overall class that you give. If you can hear me, do you want to try?
Yes. No, it's good. Yeah, I could get the whole thing you said. Yeah, it's like yeah, if you're not like specialized in languages, I mean, if you're not a teacher, you don't have to know the difference between these terms. I agree. Yeah, and actually that would be like boring and hard for students,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they would get like confused. Yeah,
Mhm.
the point is like to lead them, or maybe to facilitate like the path for students to find out how to use things like in the appropriate context, right?
Mhm.
And I think culture plays a key role too, because it's through culture that you may find it if some words fit the context, or
Mhm.
they simply don't, right?
Mhm. 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 I agree.
Did you hear me?
Yep, I did.
Oops.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the
It's a little
broadcast.
slow,
We
like
finished.
it's not real time. It's not real time. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the broadcast. Thank you so much.
Okay. Do you have any extra questions? I don't.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I
I
think
don't.
we've already discussed everything.
Me too. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop.